MES College Marampally, e-learning.
I am Shabana Bashir, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics and Statistics, MES College Marampally. Today I am going to deal with some basic concepts of correlation analysis, which is a part of almost all complementary papers of statistics. Now, moving on to the definitions of correlation, we can see that correlation is a statistical device which is mainly used for studying the association between two or more variables. Different people defined correlation in different ways. According to a famous statistician, Boddington, he states that whenever some definite connection exists between two or more groups, classes, series or data, there is said to be correlation. According to another famous statistician, A.M. Tuttle, he states that correlation is an analysis of association between two or more variables. Now we can see that there are mainly three types of correlation: simple correlation, multiple correlation and partial correlation. We are mainly focusing on simple correlation. Again, there are four subcategories for simple correlation: positive, negative, linear and non-linear. As the name itself indicates, simple correlation is the study of association between only two variables. If the study is based on more than two variables, correlation can be multiple or partial. Now moving on to different types of simple correlation, we can see that positive correlation. First type of simple correlation is positive correlation. Correlation is said to be positive when the two variables x and y moves in the same direction. If the movement of variables are in opposite direction, correlation is said to be negative. Another categories are linear and non-linear. In linear correlation, according to the movement of x, the variable y moves in the same direction, and if the movement of y is on another direction, it is said to be non-linear. Now we can see the figures of positive, negative, linear and non-linear. From the figures, it is clear that in positive correlation, x and y moves in the same direction. In negative correlation, x and y moves in opposite directions. In linear correlation, according to x, y, the movement of y is in a straight line, and in non-linear, there is a curvy linear relation. There are mainly three methods for finding simple correlation. First method is Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. It is the most popular method for finding correlation, and it is also known as Pearson's coefficient of correlation, product moment correlation coefficient, etc. It is usually denoted by the symbol R, and we can see the formula for calculating R as n summation xy minus summation x into summation y divided by root of n summation x square minus summation x the whole square into root of n summation y square minus summation y the whole square. Another formula for finding simple correlation based on covariance is covariance between x and y divided by standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. Second method for finding correlation is Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. Here we can see that this correlation coefficient is not based on the actual values, it is based on the ranks of the values. So we can use this correlation in the case of both qualitative and quantitative data. Third method, concurrent deviation method. This method purely depends on the sign changes of x and y values. And among all the three methods, we can see that Pearson's coefficient of correlation is the most widely used method for finding correlation. Now, moving on to the applications of correlation, we can see Economic theory and business show relationship between two variables. Correlation analysis helps to study such relations. The relationship between two variables can be summed up by a single number called correlation coefficient. Sampling error of the measure can be calculated by using correlation. Prediction can be done. Also, the concept of regression is based on correlation analysis. Now, the conclusions are the correlation coefficient usually lies in the range -1 and +1. When R is -1, we say that there is perfect negative correlation. When R is +1, we say that there is perfect positive correlation. When R equal to 0, we say that there is no correlation exists between the two variables. Now we have to consider the following points while associating with correlation. First point is that association does not mean necessarily a causal relationship between both the variables. Even if there is a causal relationship between the variables, the correlation coefficient does not tell you which variable is the cause and which is the effect. If the coefficient is close to 0, it does not necessarily mean that there is no relationship between the two variables. It means that there is not a linear relationship exists between the two variables. This is all about the basic concepts of correlation. Thank you.